Hello, and welcome to the Project Trinity podcast, your trusted space for real stories, powerful ideas, and grassroots innovations shaping the future of underserved communities. I'm your host, Enos Tudoko, and I'm truly excited you are here today. If you are joining us for the first time, karibu sana. And if you have been with us before, welcome back to the family. Last week, we dug deep into technology and animal health with Nicholas Kamerinyang and Stanley Alfred. We explored how mobile apps and simple devices are helping farmers detect diseases early, keeping accurate veterinary records, and save both livestock and livelihoods. One big lesson was clear. Uh, when farmers have the right information at the right time, they make better decisions faster. Today, we are taking the same energy into the crop field. Our focus is technology and agriculture, how innovation can help farmers grow more, waste less, and earn better. Joining me once again are Nicholas Kamerinyang, agriculture and animal health expert with years of field experience, and Stanley Alfred, tech innovator building practical and affordable solutions for rural communities. And making his first appearance on the show is Merimuk Nicholas, a farmer from West Pokot County with bachelor's degree in industrial chemistry from University of Embu, who grows potatoes, maize, and beans. He will be giving us an unfiltered look at farming from the ground up. And here is the exciting part. Since this is a live broadcast, we want you to take part of the conversation. We talk, so as we talk, type your questions and comments below. Tell us your name, where you are watching from, and what's on your mind. We'll take some of the questions uh, after the show, before the show ends. Gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. Nicholas,
Last
last
week you
week
shared.
you shared how technology is helping you in animal health. Now, now that you are talking about crops too, what excites you about this wider conversation?
Thank you, Mr. Enos. Uh, for me, the exciting part of this crop farming has so many points where technology can make difference, from the soil all the way to the market. In animal health, we use technology to detect disease early, connect farmers to vets, and improve feed system. In crops, it is even broader. Technology can make us know the right time to plant, identify best before they spread, choose better varieties, and connect directly with buyers. The moment you add crops to tech conversation, you open the door to solving hunger, improving incomes, and even creating new jobs for youth. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas. And Stanley, last week you mentioned that simple tech tools can be as powerful as high end ones if they meet farmers' real needs. How might that apply to crop farming?
Stanley.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It is an honor to be here, especially to talk about the subject that is very close to my heart: agriculture, technology, and how two can work together to create a sustainable future. A lot of people hear agriculture, technology, and instantly think of huge tractors, maybe in Europe, drones flying over giant cornfields in US, or advanced AI predicting the harvest. But the reality is, technology also has a powerful role in rural communities where resources are limited, internet is patchy, and farmers may not have advanced digital skills. For me, uh, to talk about the sim- simple way of tech in the rural areas is not, we are not talking about tools, or we don't have to have a PhD or peak budget to make that impact. For example, we can have SMS alert system that tells farmers when heavy rain is expected. That is a simple tech, but it can save the harvest. In crop farming, we are maybe focusing on three things: getting farmers the timely and relevant information, even with no internet, making sure tools work offline and on basic phones, training local youths as a tech bridges so farmers can adopt new methods faster. That is how simple we can use tech to impact the livelihood of our farmers. Thank you.
Thank you, Stanley, for that insight. And now we move to our new guest, that is Mermuk Nicholas. Tell us about your farm, the size, what you grow, and how the last planting season went. Welcome, Mermuk.
Okay, once again, I say thank you, Project Family, for inviting me as your guest as a farmer at large. So I've been planting three crops in my farm. I've been working on a maize plantation, beans plantation, and potato plantation. So I've been working on about 5 acres of my land. At least 5 years of experience in this farm. I've been intercropping maize with beans, crop rotation. I've been doing crop rotation on these beans and beans plants. So my produce for the last 5 years has been improving as by my mistakes corrections. So as per last year, I worked on a maize plantation, which took a duration of 1 year. I planted an acre of maize with code and correcting the mistakes of my farm. I was able to harvest 20 bags. For my potatoes and beans, it improved also. But depending on fluctuation of the prices, I change the crops. I do what we say crop rotation. For the last 2 years, I've been doing crop rotation for my beans and potatoes. So there is an improvement because of the soil fixation, what we say nitrogen fixation. So there is improvement in my farm. Thank you.
Mermuk, yeah, you are a great farmer, and thank you for that insight. And now, what is the biggest challenges you face when growing potatoes, maize, and beans from planting to selling? Please tell us.
Okay, thank you, our moderator. So there is a big challenges. There is a lot of challenges that cut across the plants. So first is pests and diseases. We have a problem with pests and diseases in our farm. That's the big challenge in our farms. Also, we have what we say price fluctuation. There is fluctuation of prices. So when it comes to fluctuation of prices, we have a challenge on that. Another problem with our farms is what we say storage. The storage in our farms is a big and a quite problem. So we have a problem with that, but we are with the tech use. With the tech use, we are quietly improving in our farms in terms of storage, pest control, and this. Also, there is a challenge in our farms. We do not have. We have what we call improve the acidity increases. So that's a challenge in our farms. As we grow plants, there is what we say in our farms as 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 the as the crops grow for that long in our farms, there is what we say acidity. The acidity increases, but we are working on it on improving, and we add lime and sulfur. So there is another challenge on this plant known as beans. We have bean rust that occasionally occurs in our farm, specifically for potatoes, we have what we say fungicides. We 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 lately when we lately spray the fungicides to our crops, to our potatoes. That's a big challenge in this place. So we are doing some improvement in our farms by early detection of these fungicides of fungal infections. I mean, yes.
And also, Mr. Nicholas, do you think the issue of middlemen, especially on potato farming, do you see as a challenge or as a strength?
So thank you, Mr. Nicholas. So we have a problem with middlemen, what we call brokers in our places. So these people, the middlemen in other ways are of importance, but when it reaches to price fluctuation, it comes to be a challenge. So especially some of the middlemen are not trustworthy. Some of them may go away with your money. That's another challenge, by the way. They may go away with your money. Others may do what we say. The prices they fluctuate with. The prices are not of. Uh, the prices are not of the required to be given to the farmer. So as some of the what we say in our farms, mostly we say middleman is a big challenge when you get a middleman who is not trustworthy. But in other ways, there are good people when you get a trustworthy middleman.
Thank you, Mary Mook and Nicholas Cameron. Maybe Stanley to build on that, on the issue of middlemen. I know he has faced a lot of challenges on that issue, on that part, when it comes to potato farming. Stanley, it's your time.
Uh, that is true. That is true. The issue of brokers or Goltem, the middleman, has been a big challenge by the rural farmers because if, for example, the real price in the market is, let us say, let us use an example of the one pack of potatoes is maybe 1600 shilling. The broker will go to the farm and talk with the farmer, then tells the farmer that the price is 1200. That is 1200 shillings. And now we have this, the difference will be 400 shilling there. That is now the money that the broker will take. You will find that most of the brokers are richer than the real farmer, because if you do that calculations daily, you'll find that he takes a lot from the farmer, and that bridges can be, that gaps can be fixed if we use the correct technology to reach or to connect farmers directly to the buyers, so that they can have a hint of the real market price. Even if the broker comes in there, a farmer can negotiate and argue with the broker, so that the prices can maybe be reduced. But they play a very big role because they connect the farmer with the the main buyer. So that is their importance. I think uh, currently we are still using brokers to market our price and sell our products. With the time, we can we can solve it by using the right methods. So that issue has been very big challenge, especially to us. Me as a farmer, I have experienced that. One time I've been washed uh, around 500 shilling per pack, and that is a very big loss to. That means that is a big loss to me. Yes.
And I think also to make a remedy on that, because I'm also a farmer on both the agriculture and animal health. On the issue of animal health, we have on the issue of milk, we have cooling plants that are supported by government organization like cooperatives. I think if there could be means that with uh, farmers for potatoes can have a group like some organization like cooperative, that they have bargaining power, because many farmers are collected together, so that they have a bargaining power. I think this also can help the price, because you find many people compare their price from that for an organization before they come into your farm. But now that farmers do not know exact price for the potatoes, so that's the reason the issue of price is being unstable throughout the year, because broker that can come with an highest price is the one that can be trusted rather than the one with a lowest price. Thank you.
That's now the biggest challenge potato farmers are facing. So let's move now to Nicholas Kamerinyang. From your experience working with farmers, what are the most common crops problems in rural Kenya?
Thank you, Mr. Enos. From my work with farmers, I see three big issues repeating themselves throughout the year. First, unpredictable weather. Some seasons rain comes late. Other times they stop halfway, and sometimes we get floods. This means farmers either plant too early and lose crops, or plant too late and miss the growing window. Second, we have the issue of pests and diseases. In the potatoes, we have what is called a late blight and early blight. This really damage to crops for the farmers, and also for maize we have also some fungal diseases, same to beans. And also the third issue is poor quality inputs. Farmers often use recycled seeds because they can't access or afford certified ones. The, the same happens with fertilizers, cheap but fake products that harm the soil instead of helping it. I think these have been occurring throughout the year. Even the country itself supply some fertilizer that is fake. This will damage the soil and harm soil. And after all, these will still lose a lot after harvest because of poor storage. Farmers have no storage, especially for potatoes, and same to beans and maize. And but I also see opportunities, because if farmers can have good storage and support themselves with technology, I think they could produce more. Thank you.
And because you've talked about the issue with storage, what can you tell a farmer out there who is listening to you right now on the issue to do with storage and maybe seeds?
Okay, I think one thing farmers, I think farmers from that I'm interacting with them, they have at least a little knowledge on the procedure from planting up to harvesting. Now the challenge now comes after post harvest, because we have a right temperatures that maybe uh, potatoes need to be stored, because you find when you harvest potatoes today and left it on the sun to wilt, by 3 to 4 days you find you get lost, and even the buyer will himself come and look for another fresh one, because you have left yourself yours to the sunlight. Also, we have an issue on certified seeds. uh, Farmers do not acquire new seeds, because they are very expensive, and also where to get the seeds, because that's the issue that farmers are lacking. So that they are using the same seeds on their farm because it is cheap to acquire, and one to approach when they miss to approach the next farmer is very simple. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas. And now we go to our next guest. That's Meremuk. Do you use any technology now in your farming? And if there's any, please tell us.
Okay, mostly in our farms we do use Facebook. So we do use apps like Facebook to advertise our products. Also, we also use WhatsApp groups. We have a WhatsApp group for our farm to market our produce, to educate our young farmers, and also to market our seeds. For example, in this place, we are now going for seeds like for potato farming. We are now going for seeds like white siangi. That's the most used seeds in this place. So we are marketing our seeds like those high yielding seeds like white shangi and super red shangi. So we are now no longer going for the old seeds. So we use also in our farms we are trying to use these improved knapsacks for spraying our plants. So these improved knapsacks use some softwares. These knapsacks are applied to make our work easier. Also, we are planning as a farm to start on working on drones. Also, crop sensors is also on the table. It is being tabled to be worked on.
Thank you, Mermuk. And now that we have heard the challenges and realities, let's dive into how technology can step into make farming more productive and profitable. And Stanley, when we say smart farming in Kenya, what does that mean for an average farmer with 2 or 3 acres?
Yes, thank you so much, Ines, for the question. Uh, for our guest, Mr. Mirmuk, he really defined how technology can solve some of the problems. For me, if we define the smart farming for the smallholders like us, who are maybe utilizing 1 acre of land to make to do farming, is not about robots or giant machines. It's about using information and tools to make better decision every day. It's not about those big machines, robots. It's just the right information. It's knowing the right time to plant, the right amount of water, and where to sell for the best price. That is the real definition, maybe according to me, for the smart farming. Using whatever tech is available, maybe from an SMS to mobile apps. Examples of tools helping with planting, monitoring, and marketing. For example, in planting, we have the weather alert SMS to choose the planting days. In monitoring, we have low-cost soil moisture sensors to guide the irrigations. And in marketing, we can use, as been said by our guest Nicholas, we have WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups for linking farmers directly to the buyers, and this will cut out the middlemen. The tech use in low connectivity areas like ours, the rural areas, we have to design an offline fast. That is an offline fast tech method. We are not going to design maybe the technology that uses internet for it to function. We can use the offline fast, like the USSD. We train content and store them on solar powered local servers so that farmers can access it without internet, and Bluetooth sharing for app updates. We can use SSD codes also so that it can work on the Kadudas, the small phones, so that they can check their market prices. So with that, but technology in the rural settings and also the smallholders farmers will be easy for them to get information, the right information, so that they can have the right harvest, and yet uh, finally we can have the correct or the best profit by the farmer. Thank you, Enos.
And Nicholas, building on that, what Stanley has just said, in your fieldwork, have you seen farmers successfully adopt any tech in crop or animal farming? And if so, what worked well?
Thank you, Mr. Enos. We have worked with both farmers and tech developers. I have seen the biggest impact when we combine digital learning with the digital marketing. For example, we introduced a group of vegetable and potato farmers to YouTube farming tutorials, not just random videos, but content in local language showing step-by-step practice like reaching potatoes correctly and also applying fungicides or harvest at the right maturity. Farmers couldn't watch these videos on their own phones, pause, replay, and learn at their own pace. And also, the results were clear. One group improved their potato grading and packaging simply by following a YouTube video on post-harvest. And that meant their produce looked better and fetched higher price. And then we linked this learning to marketing. We created small WhatsApp groups where farmers post pictures and price of their products directly to buyers, hotels, green grocers, and even small exporters by bypassing middlemen. They earned more and buyers quote fresh products. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas. And Mermuk, from the farmer's perspective, what kind of technology will actually help you, not in theory, but in day-to-day farming?
Okay, thank you. So, the technology that we are basically working on is to make work easier in the farms. That's the only way that we can work as a farmer, is to make your farm work easier. So the first thing that we have started to say that we basically we are spraying potatoes is a big challenge. So earlier I said we are using improved knapsacks to spray our crops. So that's the only thing that we are working now for our farm to be in improved. So another thing also is on this solar irrigation. So these are another technology that is coming up. So this solar technology now we are now working on, so that we plant our crops on dry season. So this technology of solar systems is also an important thing to be worked on, because when we see the fluctuation of prices, the peak seasons to be planted for for potatoes to get good prices is on to be planted on November. And we know very well in our place here, November there is no rains. So this solar system technology is really putting cap so that we get high produce because of watering our plants, and also to get good prices. That is a technology that it should be worked on as a farmer. Thank you.
And you talked about the use of drones. Does the use of drones apply to only large scale farmers or applies to all the farmers? Because there's a farmer who owns maybe a half an acre piece of land, maybe for potatoes, for beans, maize. Does that apply to that farmer, the use of drones and Mermuk?
Okay, Mr. Enos. So these drones work basically on large plantations. So it is usually expensive for young farmers who are starting to farm. So what we advise the young farmers is to pick from where his or he he or she capital is able to pick from. So these drones is for pig farms, specifically pig farms. But what we are advising our young farmers who are starting, who new farmers, we advise them for these improved knapsacks that they use mostly what we say motor systems. So this drone it helps to monitor health of crops in pig farms and also to spray uh, f- uh, these uh, these fungicides, these herbicides, these from at large plantations. But we advise our young farmers who are now starting to work only on basic their capital. So there is no pressure. You start from the ground level, and one day sometimes you'll be working with drones. Thank you.
Thank you for that clarification, Merimuk. Now we move to Nicholas. Have you collaborated with farmers and tech developers at the same time? And what was the outcome?
Thank you, Mr. Enos. The best results come when farmers are a part of tech design process. For example, I worked with a team creating best alert system. Initially, it was a smartphone app with push notification, but many rural farmers don't have stable internet or smartphones. When we switched to SMS alerts and voice calls in maybe even to local languages, I think farmers could adopt many of them because uh, technology must fit the farmers at their reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas. And Stanley, when building agri-tech solutions, what is the hardest part? The technology itself or getting farmers to adopt it?
Yes, that is a great question, Enos. On coming up with the tech solution, um, honestly, the farmer adoption is the harder part. The farmer to adopt to that technology is a bit harder part for that. It is building the tech is a challenge, yes, but getting into it daily use means we have to change the habit. The farmer should change the habit of using it, and we know habits are deeply rooted. That is why I believe in the co-creation. That means when we create that technology, we have to educate the farmer to be able to use that technology by maybe organizing an event for farmers and train them on how to use that technology. We build with also passion that the builder of that technology should understand the problem the farmer faces so that when he or she trains the farmer can also adopt it easily. When the farmer will be part of the design, adoption will be much faster. That means when you are trying to build that technology, you have to include the farmer before maybe you create that technology. You have to prove it that it should work so that you can get that trust. And for me, if we can design that technology today, it should work offline. It will use a local language. It will send short and clear alerts. maybe for the weather, pests, or market prices. So that is my point of view, and maybe to engage our kids on this in this field. Uh, we know that that technology will be hard for the maybe uneducated farmer. Uh, to you, Nicholas Mirmuk, how will you suggest that technology to be? How can we create that technology so that our farmers, because I know you have the knowledge, we have those farmers who just use the fertilizers. They will they will dig the land and use fertilizers with the seeds, then just wait for the germination and spraying until they have, and then wait until the harvesting time. Which kind of technology, or how can we approach our farmers so that we can help them know that with technology we can have better yields?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nicholas, for that question. Basing on our rural farmers, so most of them we can't say we can't make them biased by saying that they are not educated, but they have the knowledge to grow crops, but only they are not exposed. These people need to be exposed. We take our young rural farmers to showrooms to go and get some educates, so we can have, for example, these cooperatives offer some education to our farmers in the villages. So what I kindly advise is to get these young farmers or our farmers who are not educated to be exposed. Let them be exposed by taking them to showrooms. Let them visit large-scale farmers, get some, learn something there. So that is the only way to make these people use the technology, to apply this technology practically. So what you can do, or what you can advise our farmers, is to go mostly on these shows so that they can get something to learn from there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nicholas, for the impactful feedback. It is true that they are not is not our farmers are educated, but they are not exposed to the to how technology is helping other farmers, maybe in the urban settings or in advanced stages. That is true. So we have to expose them to the shows, to various shows. Like we have the, for example, in our areas we have the Kitale show. We have others in Kapenguria. What is the place? Kishaunet. Yeah, it is true. So thank you so much, Mermuk.
And to add on that, I think also the expert from tech can also develop a very serious app that contain some experienced farmers that can that and also registered farmers, so that on this app a farmer can have an upload of if there is an outbreak of a disease on the farm, or they or also if he or she want to inquire some new information, she can easily enter the app and learn what he can improve on his farm, or also create a meeting with an expert so that they can be guided on what to do so that we can improve on food production. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas, for that. And Stanley, the ball is now on your side. Building a serious app that can help farmers. That's according to Nicholas. So, let me ask you another question. The three of you, if you are to design a simple, affordable tech solution for Kenya farmers today, what will it include? Let me hear your joint vision. Mermuk, we can start with you.
Okay, Mr. Moderator, can you come up with the question again?
I was asking if you were to design a simple, affordable tech solution for Kenya farmers today, what will it include?
Okay, what it entails about technology is to make work easier. That's the only thing what we are trying to say in this discussion. So these our farms need to be not to be offload to be working on overloading ourselves. So technology is also in between to make these farms easier. So they are affordable. That is cheaper. That's what you are trying to say. Eh? So what we are going to work on affordable technology is to Mr. Kamarinyang, I think you are well exposed on that. You can help me on that.
Okay, thank you. I think what we need to connect between farmers and tech experts. One, maybe we, like I was saying, maybe we let within this app we put some experts, maybe the extension officers we put on the uh, developing the app, and also the challenges the farmers are facing, so that when we bring the solution, they may interact within the app. And also electricity is a challenge to many farmers in a rural area. I think if we can have a SMS or dial number that can help farmers, I think could be very easier. Yes.
Yes, for me, one starter tech tool for the rural communities is I will just choose one. I'll start with the community level SMS, that is stroke the USSD information service for the weather, the market prices, and the pest alerts. That will work. It's a low cost and it will work on basic phones and it will deliver real results quickly. Once the farmer will see the benefits, this now will open the door for the advanced tools later. That means if a farmer will experience the benefits of this technology, he can sell or she can sell the products and buy now a smartphone so that you will see the results of technology. That will be my thought on that side.
Okay, Mr. Stanley, on behalf of young farmers, let's say he or she is starting a farm. Where can he get this affordable technology? Since you are saying smartphones, kindly, on behalf of young and who are the capital in capital, how can they be assisted on that affordable things?
Yes, thank you so much, Mirmuk. I see you are talking like the a farmer, a young farmer who maybe has not has the capital to buy a smartphone or that technology, to use that technology. The best way for our young farmers to get exposed into technology is by exposing them the way you said earlier. Uh, we we expose them on how to use. We can start from the simple part, the use of the pesticide to control the crops, the use of the herbicide and all those things, so that they can have that a big harvest. Once a young farmer now will get, because you cannot venture into agriculture without that capital. Let's say we can train them that they should be advancing in one step at a time by maybe tilling a small land, harvest it, uh, buys more fertilizers or that the input. Once the young farmer gets stabilized and has that right information from the experts, he or she will now know the meaningful of that tech. So he will be advised to get a smartphone, the correct application to install the phone, and also that information will start now flowing. I think for our young farmers, we should educate them that with farming, you cannot venture it uh, that hastily, but a step by a step, taking one step at a time, so that once, maybe in 2 years, you can be stable farmer.
Okay, Mr. Stanley. So when we say about affordable technology, when it comes to rural places, what about using this soil testing machine? Is it affordable, or interpretation will be a challenge?
Ye- Yes, I like the way you are answering the question. The use of the kit, yes, we have two challenges there for the young farmer. The kit will be, it's not that expensive, but another problem will be the interpretation part, because you will find that in that soil testing kit, I think we have one for the project Trinity. It could be good if you should showcase today, but next time we can showcase it to our listeners. That kit will is it has the fertility site, it has the temperatures. I don't know. Cameroonian will explore more on that because that kit is very important. It shows the fertility of the land. It shows the crops, maybe not the crops. It has a lot of interpretation there. But for our young farmers, it is the first thing they should be educated on how to interpret the results and how to apply it when it comes now to in the field of growing the crop. So, Cameroonian, can you explore on that side of the soil testing kit?
Oh, okay. Thank you. Basing on that soil test kit, I think also before even come to that question, I think also within our area, government also have supported every village or every location with a field officer that can help farmers to study on soil. And also I think they some have this test kit, some do not have. Basing on now the soil test kit, it simply measure on the acidity of the soil, the basicity, and the moisture content. Because when you have a lot of acid on the soil, this farmer may be advised to use lime fertilizers. For the case, many people trying to ask me about the lime fertilizers. Example, the calcicro. We have currently one called calcicro. This can stabilize soil from acidity to neutral pH, and some we have some that are too basic. We need to have you need to have some fertilizer that they can neutralize those basicity. So uh, on now reading that thermometer, I think government have supported every village with field officer. I think it will not be hard for a farmer to get assistance on soil testing on or even education on soil. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that insights. And now let's move quickly to potato farming process, and that's to our guest Mermuk. You've been growing potatoes for years. Let's take our listeners into your world. Walk us through step by step what a full potato season looks like, from the first day you decide to plant to the moment you are selling them.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Enos, for this program. It is going to help our potato farmers. So we have what we say. We have some 5 stages of potato growing, potato farming. So the first step is land tilling. That's the first step. That is land preparation. You prepare your land. Either if it is a large scale, you use tractors to reduce costs, or if it is small scale, use chambers and laborers who are going to use those chambers. Secondly is soil testing. Soil testing is an important factor in potato farming. You are going basically potato grow ideally by about a pH of 4.5 to 6. That is a weak acidic soil. So we are going to test our soils. For our young farmers, we are going to use the test kits. The problem there is interpretation, but the expertise Nicholas has allowed us that we are having some expertise from the government. Thirdly, that is what we are going to do is seed selection. That's an important factor. That's an important factor in potato farming. Seed selection is an important. So you are going to grow seeds of your depending on the market of the potato. Some potatoes have no market because, for example, some potatoes we have the old type of potatoes, the black currant ones. Those are not going to be on the market field since there is no, they are not, people are going for chips now. That is say chips, crisps. So black currant are not going to work now because the market value is very low. Another one is another type of what we a factor we consider on this seed selection is the climate of the place and the type of the soil. Also, you are going to grow to select seeds according to the produce. Some seeds are some are satisfied, yes, but the yields is also yield is also an important factor. For example, this place we are now working on white changi and the red super. We are now leaving out what we say shangi. That's the things we use. So now we are going to the white changi and the red super. So I can explain about the difference between white changi and the red super as a farmer. So this red super produce a lot of yields, but they are not that large. They are moderate. The good thing is that you can remain with seeds in your farm. But the disadvantage of white changi, they are too large, going to the market, remaining without seeds. That's an important factor to consider as a farmer. Another step for this process of farming is reaching. After soil testing, after seed selection, you go for reaching. Spacing. How do you space your farm? About 2 feet lines, reaches. Spacing of per seed, you have to be around 30 centimeters. That is around 30 centimeters. That is good for produce, because when they become too close, the yielding also is going to be reduced. Another step is how do you weed your farm? Some farms will have a lot of weeds, but for now we are applying a lot of herbicides. We apply herbicides to make this work easier. So we are working on this herbicide. We are now commonly using herbicide now that we only use is editor. Not all herbicides are going to work for your potatoes, because since you are to go for another herbicides, your potatoes are not going to grow well. They will just heal, they will just wither, and they die. Weeding is a good. We do weeding. What do you say? We mount our potatoes 2 times, depending with your capital, but the good produce for your yielding for potatoes is mounting 2 times. First mounting after 2 weeks, you mount. That is final mounting. That is creating. That mounting helps the roots, the rooting of your potatoes to be that enlarged. Another factor to consider is which type of, because it depends with your capital. Some farmers apply what you say top dressers. Also, we forgot it about the another step. Which type of fertilizer do you apply? The expertise showed that your soil test is in this pH. So he or she is going to advise you about the fertilizer to apply. Specifically, we have the NPK fertilizer and the DAB fertilizers, depending on the tests of your soil. So what I was trying to say is that some farmers who have enough capital, or we say farmer who needs high yield, apply top dressers to his farm. Before you apply the second mounting, you apply your top dressers. That is the another important step, not to forget about it. So another step is spraying. When your plant grows yields, when your potatoes sprouting of your potatoes start now applying the fungicide, because fungicide in any stage of your potato does not if you don't not apply early, what we say early blight, that is protection of the early blight, that's early detection of the blight. So you have to apply depending with the climate, which type of fungicide. Farmers have a lot of fungicide to apply into their farms, depending on the how. For example, we have fungicide with low prices and fungicide with high prices. For example, we have fungicide like mistress in our places. We have fungicide with a high cost like what you say infinito. Expert Nicholas will clarify about that. He knows about the fungicides. Another step to consider is, no. Before we go to another step, at what period do you spray your potatoes? Depending on the locality or topography of your farm or the climate of your area. Some farmers spray their farms after 3 days. Some farmers spray their farms after 1 week. The lazy guys spray after 2 weeks. So when you have to be a serious farmer, you have to be monitored to detect early blight. So another step to consider, the very important step, is what we say when you harvest your farm. When you harvest your seeds, that is the next step. You're harvesting, but before we go to harvesting, what about the middleman? That is stepwise. Also, middleman is an important stage to consider during the when you as a potato farmer. That's an important step also. When your farm is already, what do you consider? You consider also a middleman. Middleman is a problem, a big problem in this place. So middleman tells you, harvest your potatoes. Your potatoes stays for 3 days. You repack. So that is another important factor as a farmer to consider. What type of middleman do you consider? What type of we have middlemen without lorries, so that is also a factor to consider as a farmer. So you go for a middleman who is trustworthy, as we said before. Another last factor is storage. So when you're harvesting your potatoes. Consider that there is not a problem when you have selected satisfied seeds before. There is not a problem that you recycle the seeds not more than 3 times in your farm. You have not to plant that seeds more than 3 times in your farm, or let's say at least maximum of two. You have to plant those to recycle those seeds 2 times only, because the yielding will be reducing. So when you are selecting your seeds, also that's another factor. When during harvesting, you select those to go to the market, because some farmers select big seeds. That is for the market. That's not seeds. That is for the market. So we have to consider that fact also, because when you plant big seeds, as a farmer, don't fear that I'll not plant another. What will I plant to my farm? The problem is that what will you start with the farm again? You have to manage your farm by saying that let me take some seeds in my farm. Let me select the small ones to be the seeds. That's an important fact also, an important step. Another one, the big potatoes to the market. Also, the last factor is storage of the seeds, because you have to consider the future. That is also another step. So, how do you store your seeds? How do you store after harvesting? How do you store the seeds? So, that is another factor to go with. So, you have to consider what we say ventilated rooms for your seeds. The moisture should not be that firm. So that is simple ways to start as a farmer, as a potato farmer. That's the only steps, but there is another another AOPs. There's some minimal steps like applying foliar fertilizer during spraying. That depends with your capital. So that's also another steps to consider. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mermuk, for taking us through the potato stages. And my question is, how could in each stage from seed selection to marketing?
Yes. Okay. Repeat, Enos. Some background sounds are there.
Yes, yes. I was asking, how could technology help you in each stage that you've just mentioned, from seed selection to marketing?
Okay, this technology, the first step we say the soil testing. That is another technology to apply. We are saying we have the soil testing kits to apply for soil testing. That is another the technology has been inside it. So another step we say the seed selection goes. No, we say the this soil testing goes with soil testing kit technology. Another step like what we say. So are we talking with the young farmers or large scale farmers? Because we have two types of farmers. So let's say for the large scale farmers, crop sensor is an important factor. It's an important technology to use for large scale farmers. I'm talking with large scale farmers who have enough capital. So these crop sensors allow, and this technology enables the farmer to be able to identify the moisture content, the temperature that the plant is growing on. That is for large scale. I'm talking with large scale farmers. Another technology is use of. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Mermuk. And because of time, let's wrap up with your final thoughts. We'll start with Stanley, Nicholas, and Mermuk. Your final thoughts for some 30 seconds.
Yes, thank you so much. The final thought is that tech should serve people, not the other way around. In agriculture, that means building tools that fit the farmer's reality, not expecting the farmer to change everything to fit the tool. That is the final thought. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, my advice is simple. Adopt at least one tech tool this season. You don't need to change everything at once. Start small, see the benefits, and then build from there. That one step can be the difference between a failed season and a profitable season. Thank you for having me today.
Okay. The last thing to say as a farmer is to be exposed. Let's be exposed as farmers. Let's have a walk to the showrooms. Let's get some new ideas day by day. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas, Stanley, and Mermuk for such a rich and eye-opening discussion. Today we have learned that agriculture in 2025 isn't about choosing between tradition and technology. It's about blending the wisdom of the land with the power of innovation. We have heard from Mermuk how step-by-step potato farming demands patience, planning, and precision. From Nicholas, we have learned that even the simplest agronomic practices, when done well, can transform yields. And from Stanley, we have seen that technology isn't just for large-scale farms. It can be tailored to the needs of the smallest farmers in remote village. To every farmer listening, your land is not just soil, it's possibility. Every seed you plant carries a story of resilience. Every small improvement you make today is an investment in tomorrow's harvest. To the youth, agriculture is not a backup plan, it's a field of endless opportunity. The phone in your hand can be more than entertainment. It can be your gateway to knowledge, markets, and innovation. The future of farming will be built by those who earn, adapt, and lead. And to everyone listening, whether you are tilling the land, designing the next agri-tech app, or simply supporting local farmers, remember, progress happens when we work together, when knowledge meets action, when technology serves people, not the other way around. Let's keep planting the seeds of change and let's keep sharing ideas. Let's build a farming sector where no one is left behind. Thank you for tuning in for the Project Trinity podcast. Follow us on all social media platforms, share this episode, and keep the conversation going. I'm your host, Enos Tudoko. Until next time, stay curious, stay committed, and keep sowing seeds for better tomorrow. Asanteni sana.